Have you ever felt like you're not moving forward, or at least not seeing the results that you hope to see? Have you ever felt demotivated by the fact that no matter how hard you work and how much work you put in, it feels like you're not going anywhere? I've noticed that as I continue to set new goals and work towards them, I felt exactly like the way I just described. I felt discouraged by the fact that I was not getting forward as quickly as I hoped to. I decided to make a change. Therefore, I wanted to track myself for 21 days in order to develop that habit. It's important to have that big picture and know where you're going. It's important to have goals, but you also need to make sure that you are taking the steps and using the constant feedback you get to make adjustments and to improve. And I felt like that part was missing. It's important to have a good goal, but it's also important to make sure you constantly grow, learn more things and new things, and to keep striving towards whatever it is you want. In order to improve and move towards my goals, I wanted to look at 7 specific things. I wanted to measure each of them every single day and compare them as to feel more motivated, to challenge myself and to make sure that I was constantly growing. I measured how much money I was spending every day. I took a look at the amount of pages I was reading every day. I measured my workouts in the gym. I wrote down everything I ate and calculated my macronutrients. I wrote down what I had done throughout the day to work on this YouTube channel, Goals and Draws. And I took a look at both how well I participated in class, as well as the time I spent studying divided by the number of upcoming exams. Even though these things may seem very subtle, I knew that improving them would help me to get better and move towards my goals, and also to feel good about the work I did that day. And throughout the 21-day period that it takes to develop a new habit, I learned a couple of very valuable things that I want to share with you. So keep watching. Many people feel motivated by seeing some kind of growth, and I emphasized the word see. If I can see something grow because of my actions and my work, I feel more motivated to learn even more about it, to improve, to take action and to work even harder. And if you can track things, it feels a lot more substantial. You can see the numbers, you can remember how it felt, and you can think about what those numbers really mean. And all of that can help you to improve your work ethic and enjoy your work more. I noticed that I was challenging myself to grow and to get better. For example, in the gym. In every area of your life, you need to be careful not to cheat in order to set a new personal record or to achieve a new personal best. But as long as you don't give in to it, tracking yourself and comparing yourself to the person you were the day before can be very motivating and can challenge you to grow. If you keep comparing yourself to others, you will always be limited by your surroundings. If everyone around you sucks at something you care about, but you are slightly better, you'll all of a sudden feel good about yourself. Still, it's slightly better than average. And that can hold you back from growing, from learning more, from improving, and ultimately achieving your goals because of things as simple as comparing yourself to others. Whereas if you compare yourself to the person you were the day before, you're challenged to grow and make lasting changes. Tracking myself affected my life in many different ways. One of them was that I was now able to spot bigger patterns and to see the effects simple things like my nutrition could have on my entire day. Depending on what I ate, I felt more or less motivated. And now I could actually see what it was that was causing that type of behavior. For me, that meant if I was eating a lot of fats, even though I am not on a keto diet, I felt less motivated. When I was training, had a huge impact on the quality of my training. Those things may seem obvious, but you are only able to spot them by using something like a simple tracking list, a simple grid where you write down how you perform. By measuring myself, I realized that I had some false beliefs. For example, how much food I would be consuming throughout the day. Let's say I'm on the skinnier side of the spectrum, so I basically need to take care of how many calories I eat per day. But I realized that I was thinking that I was eating a lot more, when in reality that number was way smaller. I mean, if you really want to improve in an area, you can't just rely on guessing. But without the feedback tracking offers, you have no other choice. Setting smart goals that help you to become who you want to be and achieve the goals you have for your entire life is very important. But you should never forget that you also need to be able to act accordingly. And I think realizing this, especially when you're too old to do something else, is soul crushing. Tracking helps you to make sure that you're constantly moving forward. Tracking helps you to make small improvements that add up and help you to achieve a compound effect. Those improvements, even if they are just a 1% improvement, will add up. By tracking my own work, I was now able to spot the ways I could use to improve in every area of my life. Tracking your work helps you to feel good about yourself and gives you a sense of pride. When seeing the results of my own work, I felt inspired because I realized that there was much more that I could do. It's important to have big goals, but looking at a single day will enable you to take the steps to get there. You can make day-to-day improvements and optimizations. They are very subtle, but they can be extremely powerful. And the last aspect is this. You can put those measurements together to achieve a big picture. Don't save minutes of your life while wasting years. If you track yourself but only look at a single day, you might very well get in trouble because of it. So please, string those days together, create a bigger picture and spot bigger patterns. Maybe you feel horrible when a certain event is coming up, and you might not be able to attribute this feeling to that certain event, but it might very well be the case that you shouldn't go there anymore. I mean, that's a very individual topic, but please take the time to look at it. So let me summarize how you can get the best return on your investment, which is your time. In this case, please keep it easy and make sure you enjoy it. That enjoyment can be because of the pride you feel because of the work you did, but you need to be able to do that. That's important because ideally you want to do this every single day and be honest with yourself. Find a strong reason why you want to track yourself, because you simply won't stick to it if you don't. I hope this video helped you to find one. Now choose specific things and experiment how they work out. You need to make specific choices. In what area of your life do you want to improve? What do you want to improve? And what can you measure in order to do so? There's a quote that goes, "What gets measured gets improved." It's a great quote, but you need to think about it. What gets measured gets improved. For example, if you want to develop yourself more, you might choose reading as the area in which you want to improve. If you think about the measurement, you could use the amount of pages you read every day or the time you spend reading every day. But depending on what you choose, you will have a slightly different outcome. If you simply want to improve the amount of pages you read per day, you might not pay as much attention and try to read as much as you can, regardless of whether you really use the information. On the other hand, if you look at the time you spend reading, it could also lead to problems. You could slack off, you could procrastinate just a little bit or take a little bit longer. Time you could have used more effectively otherwise. In both cases, you will feel like you have improved, even though the quality or that specific area of your life may suffer from it. Don't get me wrong, that doesn't have to happen and you don't need to measure every little thing. You just need to try out what works for you and see whether you can hold yourself accountable. And always keep in mind, what gets measured gets improved. I hope that this video inspired you to make a change and build more self-confidence by comparing yourself to the person you were the day before. If you know someone that would benefit from this video, it would mean the world to me if you would share it with them. If you want to grow and improve to make this year your year by learning more about self-development and habits, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss when I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon.